What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Famous Chili Podcast with your hosts, Rishi, Prem, Ari, and Nish. All right, let's clap it up, bros. This has been a long time in the making. We finally made this happen. This is big. I'm really excited to make this podcast happen. But just before we start, just a little bit about ourselves. Obviously, I'm Rishi. I'm a student at Stevens Institute of Technology. I'm studying CS up here in Hoboken. And what about you guys? Talk a little bit about yourself.
So I'm also studying CS.
Wait your
My name's
turn,
Nish.
Wait your turn.
My bad. I'm studying CS and statistics at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign.
Yeah,
Now
what's
it's your
up,
turn,
guys?
Himu.
My name's Prem. All right, yeah, they call me Himu. That's not really my name. My name's Prem. Basically, I'm from the University of Michigan, greatest university in the world. I'm studying econ and math, and can't wait to see what this podcast does, and it'll be fun.
I'm Ari. Like all these other guys, I'm originally from New Jersey. I'm in Atlanta now. Go to Georgia Tech. I'm a computer science major here, and really excited for this podcast to get started.
The ATL.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So what you guys been up to? Like, I haven't seen you guys in a while, since winter break and everything.
This is actually crazy. Like, Prem, you didn't see us.
You didn't
all
see us
break,
during
man.
winter break.
You didn't see.
Dude,
Where you at, bro?
Well, first of all, I got kicked out of the group chat. That's what happened. Number one.
You got kicked
not
out
the
after
whole
winter
break.
break.
Not the whole break. Not the
You
whole
were
break.
in.
Yeah, I
you were
did.
in the
It was
group
a
chat
whole
the
break.
whole break.
Bro,
Not
no,
the
you were
whole
not.
break, man.
When we had first of all,
Nah, but-
we had our Secret Santa, and you were in the group chat.
Yes.
You were in the group chat.
I was.
That-
I could not come to that.
No,
If I was
I know,
coming, it was
acceptable,
like,
acceptable.
one.
The day before
That
you
was
were
fine.
out.
Let me
That
explain
was
something.
fine. That
Let
was
me
But then
explain
after
something.
that, where were you at, man?
Let me explain something, Prem. There's at least 5-6 days in a row where everyone would meet up, and not everyone every time, but
No,
at
he
least
was
the
gone by that
majority of
time.
us.
The day when we played like 5 days of poker straight, he was gone.
He was already gone.
He
Yo,
was
why
gone,
He
did
was
you
yeah.
already
early?
gone, bro. He was
I
already
left. I left
left early.
January 2nd.
Oh yeah.
For
Okay.
school.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to catch you because I just got back from.
Yeah, I
Tuesday.
remember.
You left the
Yeah.
eighth,
So
right?
I got there like the day before you left.
All right.
And
I can't
the first. Sorry, no, I was just gonna say the first 2
That's
weeks
cool.
of winter break, like I was just like recruiting the whole time, so like I did not have time for that.
Got you.
How's recruiting going?
It was good. I got an internship for the semester, so I'll be
Hey,
private.
Let's
sick.
clap that up.
Yeah, so I'll be private equity for the semester.
Okay.
Thank you. And then now I'm recruiting for the summer, so got a couple hedge fund interviews. We'll see
Nice.
what happens.
Damn.
Hey, just a couple.
Just a
couple.
couple, man. A little handful. I feel like on the tech
We'll
side of
see.
things, this is not the same,
Yeah,
bro. Tech
the-
is just
Bro,
like
it's
absolute
so bad.
atrocity,
It's
bro.
so bad.
bad.
Atrocity.
Bro, Google yesterday, at the time we're filming this, yesterday was when Google laid off 12,000
Yeah.
people.
Boys, yeah.
Bro, 12,000.
That's crazy number.
No, but I was
absolutely-
looking at the article, and it's like, yeah, they're laying off workers now, but that's because they overhired like last
No,
year.
that's
So
true,
it
that's
seems
true. Yeah,
bad.
I mean-
It seems
Yeah.
bad, but it's really like you guys are fine. Like,
No, but like we're fine right now because it's our freshman year. But if like this continues over the next couple
Yeah.
years, then it becomes a little bit more difficult because then it's hard during our sophomore, junior years when it's kind of
Nah, it's gonna be
important.
tough, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I
just saying,
was-
every person who we've seen who's doing business or finance or something right now, they've all pretty much gotten internships, even though it's their first year. I don't see
Yeah.
even here, not one tech kid I know even here has an internship. lined
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
That's
It's crazy.
Wow.
Like,
You
it's
guys should
actually
join the
crazy.
Google Excel side of stuff instead of the C++ side of stuff.
What?
Join.
Excel, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I legit thought you meant like Excel, like extra large. I didn't hear what the fuck you said.
Oh my
I legit
god!
thought- I heard Google Excel. I'm like, what is that?
Oh
No,
god!
Excel. I got you.
Dude, it's not even that. It's like not even like the big companies, right? The hiring freezes are happening in big companies, but also in like the small tech startups.
Yeah.
Like your really small
Yeah.
companies. Like I was talking to my cousin who's working at a startup right now. And obviously I'm trying to utilize my nepotism to the greatest amount possible.
You are going to learn to be more professional, Luke.
So I'm talking to him, right? And then I'm asking him, like, you guys got any internship positions open or maybe some shadowing positions or something? I just want to do something over the summer, if any internships don't pan out. And he's like, nah. He's like, I barely got my job. Like, rather alone getting you into the company, I barely got my job over here. Cause they went from hiring like 100 people to like 12 people. Like his team
Wow.
downsized like maybe like 25, 50, like 30 people in like a matter of like 4 months. They just
Wow.
lost employees over 4 months.
I mean,
which is
Dwight recommended downsizing, so I guess
did
it
recommend
actually happened. To
Speaking
fruition.
speaking of all these office references, if the people watching didn't realize, the famous chili in our podcast name is a reference to Kevin's famous chili.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
should talk about that now a little bit. So like famous chili came because we all love The Office, right? We're huge fans. I'd say I'm easily the biggest though, right? I've watched The Office.
Yeah, we
15
could all
times.
agree. We could all agree.
I quote entire dialogues. I know some exact episode numbers. Like, okay, so example,
you know every single episode.
Not every single one. Not every single one. The nepotism one I said earlier. I believe that's season 7, episode 1.
Oh yeah, I'm
not
fact
every
checking that
episode.
right
I don't know
now.
every episode. It's
Season
either 1 or
7.
2. I'm pretty confident it's 1.
Season 7, season 7, episode 1 is nepotism.
Good one.
Wow.
All right,
Wow.
ready? I'm gonna give you an episode title.
I think we gotta test them right now. Yeah, we gotta test this kid right now.
testing you right now.
Quiz me. It
All
won't
right,
be
ready?
exact every time, but I could get in the ballpark. I can get in the ballpark.
We'll start easy.
Yeah.
What is Dunder Mifflin Infinity? The first episode.
Season 4, episode 3.
Wow.
Exact.
Season 4 is a short season. Season 4 is a short
What?
season. So
This is like Mike Ross, but for The Office.
No,
Yeah.
literally.
It really is, man. Mike Ross on steroids? I think so. Would be the right description for Ari over here. But let's continue, man. We gotta get this quiz going.
Hold
This
on.
kid knows absolutely
give me one more. Give me one
episode,
more. Give me
man.
one
It blew
more.
our minds the first time we
All
heard
right.
about it.
All right, ready? Performance review.
Oh, season 2, episode. Hold up. So it's after the Chili's episode. Fuck.
Baby Beverly.
I know it's after the Chili's episode. I literally just watched this like during break. Season 2, episode. I think. What was the fire? The fire was 9. I think. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say season 2, episode 14.
Whoa, season 2, episode 8. Performance review.
Oh,
it was after the
went
client.
high,
It was after
went
the
high.
client.
It was after the
I didn't
client,
even-
right?
bro,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even know that was season 2. I'm
That
gonna
was
be
close, that
completely
was
honest.
Okay, yeah. If I'm being real, I would not even have guessed.
Nah, come on. You have to know that's season 2. That's about because that's
I
the
would have.
episode that
I mean,
Michael's obsessed
2
with
through like
Jan,
4 would have been my guess.
Bro, 2
All right,
to
bro.
4, bro. That's
1 to
so
8,
long.
then. That's my guess. Like, same thing, man. That's the
It's
same
The
thing.
Office. The Office is
Oh, man. That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
no,
But
but it's insane.
yeah, so we're called Famous Chili because all 4 of us and our friend Cody also did a stats project last year, and we had to make a carnival game, right? So we made Wheel of Fortune, but spelled Fortune because the whole thing was based around Kevin Malone. And I even dressed up as Kevin Malone and stayed in character for a whole day. That was actually like so much fun. That might be one of the most fun days in that like whole year. That was so much fun.
Stats was a great class. I loved it, especially the
shout out
stats.
Russ,
Table
man.
ball.
Shout out Russ.
Table ball went crazy.
Table ball.
Cumulative
Lit.
games.
Cumulative and corporate
Cumulative
games, guys.
games.
Check us out. Please check us out. Cumulative and
I
corporate
won.
games, bro. We are on the
Also-
rise right now.
Dude,
Also,
you
I
know,
won.
the
I won
rise.
$2 off of our teacher, Mr. Ruck, by
Oh
beating him in
yeah,
darts.
in darts.
That was
darts.
a great. That was a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I
I was
saw
actually-
videos of that.
I was actually so upset I missed that day. So I woke up the day of that event, that stats carnival, with 104 fever, just dead.
Wow.
And I call up the whole like group and I'm like, yo guys, I cannot come today. But luckily we were able to make it work and they like you guys pulled through. We have a giant like
Oh my god! You know what?
Four
I'll
foot,
I'll put up
5
a picture of like the whole display, everything.
yeah, a
like,
4
that
foot,
was
5
actually
foot like
so sick.
poster with the cutout of Kevin's face and people just look through it and it's still sitting in my garage.
Actually,
Wow.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
sitting there on the garage floor.
Yeah.
I think we need to bring that back. To be honest,
Wow.
man.
That'll be
Yeah,
my
we
that'll be our
we gotta
backdrop.
reinstall the game, man.
That's the backdrop.
All the game, man. I think that was a good for popularity. But the question is, bro, how did we still lose the competition? Like
Because
that's
we
like the
had-
biggest.
No,
thing.
I don't think-
I don't blame them. I don't blame them
We
because people also kind of
lost.
people BS that stuff, man. They like
Yeah,
just
there
like
was
People cheated.
all their tickets. Like
Yeah.
It was a shit show. People
Yeah.
cheated. People were repeating
I
tickets.
will
like
say we
that's-
had the best marketing, man. I legit, or actually maybe the worst, because maybe people were scared that I just like a giant fat was like going up to people trying to get them and entice them to come
Hey.
to our booth. But I don't know. That
It's
was
not
so
about
fun. All
it's
the
not about
random
what
pictures
happened.
and-
It's about the journey that took us there, and that was fun as hell.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
we were playing
Nah,
even
man.
after we were playing like football, table ball. We're playing like
Oh,
all
yeah,
these
we just
games
didn't go to
after.
class after that.
We just did not go to
Yeah,
class.
because our stats teacher said like you guys can just like stay here, you're excused for
Stay
the rest of
chill.
the day. Like
We're also seniors at that point, so like,
Yeah.
yeah. I had an
We're
ELA
chill.
test that day, and Cody went back to take it, but I didn't study for it because like we were told that it would be the whole day, but we ended early. So I was like, shoot, is it gonna look really bad if I don't go? But like Cody does, but it was all good. Yeah.
That was the one time Ari skipped a test in his whole life.
Nah, I
Number
didn't
two
skip
in
a
the
test. It was
class skipped a
excused. It was
test.
excused. It was
Number
excused.
two in the
What?
class. By the
It was
way, guys,
excused. It was excused. It was excused.
Ari and Eric is our Sal, so salutatorian, so second in the class of 2022 of Monroe Township High School.
Yeah.
He
Big
definitely,
props.
I think, yeah, big. Let's clap it up for that.
Let's
I think
clap it up for that.
That's a great
Thank you,
accomplishment.
thank you.
And I mean, just from my experience, I've met him freshman year of high school, probably one of my first friends I met in Monroe. And I don't think anyone has ever worked harder than Ari does, at least in
Thank you, man.
like
Appreciate
when
it.
it comes to academics and all that type of stuff. Like I remember he'd always tell me every day, like since like fifth grade, bro would like crash at his desk at like 4 a.m. Like he just doesn't know. He doesn't like go to bed. He just sleeps. Like that's like he just sleeps in a book. And like but at the same time, like some people are like, oh, like Vals and Sals are like nerds, but like Ari's also has a great unique personality to him.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that this podcast is going to be able to highlight that. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
Like I
you
completely
really
agree.
know how to make a grown man cry, man. Like,
Dude, this whole thing is encapsulated in his speech. His Sal speech was crazy.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So good.
By the way, I
Absolutely.
was shouted out in that speech. Just wanted to.
So was Richie.
I was
Richie
too,
also-
bro. I
Oh
was
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Okay.
So did
In
Nick
not a
at the
nice
high
way,
school.
okay?
Oh,
Not a
So
nice
was
way.
I, bro.
Speaking
Mine
of-
was a neon highlighter.
But
Mine was a neon highlighter.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
look at what shirt Ari's wearing, Rishi.
Ari,
Yeah.
come to Hoboken right now, and I will
What
gladly
you want, man? What you want?
turn that jersey for you. You know what? I'm gonna one up you on that. Give me 1 second.
Bro's about to pull something out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
let's welcome
nah,
Rob
nah,
Gronkowski
nah,
to the
nah,
podcast,
nah,
ladies and gentlemen.
Get it
Let's
out,
welcome
get it out,
Rob
get it out,
Gronkowski
get it
to
out.
Well,
the
so he's
podcast.
retired right now. So
Get it out.
I don't
Rob
think that counts.
Gronkowski to the podcast.
Get it out.
The absolute greatest tight end to ever play in this league. Cannot change my mind. Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of
Thank you.
Well,
leagues, our
I
fantasy
think that's
league.
a conversation for another day. But the fact that let's go to the reason that Ari's wearing that shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I think we all
we're
know what
recording
that
this-
reason is.
Yeah. We're recording
Right.
this on the 21st, right? So today is Giants' second round playoff game, right? We're in the divisionals up against the Eagles, coming off a great win against the Vikings,
Yeah.
Everyone here, by the way, me and Premier Giants fans, right? We're all from New Jersey, but Rishi, for some reason, is a Patriots fan. Nish doesn't really watch. Actually, no, this year you watched
This year I got into it.
Watched
This year I got into it more.
watched.
But
Nish got into it, but he follows
Who
gymnastics.
are you rooting
more,
for? Who are you rooting
right?
for?
all right there.
Yeah.
Who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for?
Giants. I mean, it's not like
Okay.
I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
He's just not a fan.
Giants hat, Giants shirt,
Yeah.
Giants pants. Yeah. I don't own Giants
No.
socks. I don't know, but
Let's kind
Yeah.
of go into the picks for this weekend because I'm rocking with the Giants. I know Nish's rocking with the Giants. I know Ari's rocking with the
Yeah.
Giants. This motherfucker, on the other hand, who are you rocking with?
Okay, so the thing is, right? Like, I want to roll with Danny Dimes, right? Like, man, he played an outstanding game last week, man. He went
The best
24
game of his career.
Bro,
Best game of his
24 for
career.
35.
Daniel Jones is the
1
best
yards, 2
quarterback in the
touchdowns.
league, 100%,
Like,
man.
Wow. Josh
No
Allen
lie.
like quarterback. Okay, I'm gonna make a statement right here. He played like Josh Allen in that last game, man. 24 for
Yeah,
35,
100%.
301
And
yards,
where's our Diggs?
2
Where's our Diggs?
touchdowns, and 78 rushing yards. Like, man, what a fucking game
with
against the Vikings.
with
And
no
where's our
number
Diggs?
one receiver.
Who the
Where's
hell
our
is Isaiah Hodgins, bro? Some
Isaiah
preschooler
Hodgins, the
picked up
GOAT,
across the
bro.
street.
Straight out,
He's good.
Straight out
He's
the
good.
Foot Locker. I'm telling
But
you,
he's not
man,
your
that's
answer.
where
But
the
he's not your
Giants find
answer.
their best talent.
Okay,
I
but
think
then
Darius dropped dropped that last ball, and I thought if we lost because of that, I was going to really about to kill him. Like it was
okay.
bad.
all right.
But anyways, back to my pick, right? I want the Giants to win. I really do. It's the Cinderella story of the playoffs, right? The Giants coming in at like 9-7-1. They're coming in. They're looking hot. They're looking hot by week 17. They're beating all these good teams. They beat the Vikings in the divisional round, but they're not winning this week, man. Can I tell you why? The Eagles have top 10 offenses and defensive. Jalen Hurts is coming back. this is the first time since like maybe 10 plus years that the Eagles defense has had 10 plus sacks, 4 players with 10 plus sacks. And you're saying the Giants' dinky offensive line is going to be able to hold up and be able to protect Daniel Jones. But sure, he may have that pocket presence. He may be able to roll out the pocket, but he can't do that every play, man.
But listen,
the Eagles got this on lock today.
I think that so like you're talking based off of logic, right? And I completely get that. Me and Ari, we have to admit, right? Like we are in it for the emotion. But let me just highlight a couple things, right? Number one, it's been a long time since the Eagles have beat the Giants 3 times in one season. Okay, so that is no. Listen, right? It's very unlikely. No. I'm just
it's been years since they beat us 3 times, but they beat us twice all the time. You know, like,
no, but that's a big thing. That's a big thing because when the Saints and Bucks, the Saints couldn't beat the Bucks 3 times in a row because they figured them out eventually.
The Saints team right now, bro.
No, I'm saying with Drew Brees.
It's actually a stat.
Okay.
So
it's a stat.
There's a stat like the 6th and the 7th seed in which they face their division rival and they lose to them in the regular season. And there's been multiple occurrences where they lose to a division rival in the regular season and they come into the playoffs and they absolutely obliterate them. Like Bucks Saints, the Saints obliterated them both times in the regular season, and the Bucks and the Saints came and played each other in the playoffs, and the Saints lost. And the Bucks went on to win the Super Bowl that year. So,
exactly. But so thank you. Rishi actually has my back considering he's a Patriots fan, and Ari, your ass is out here betraying me. But that's besides the point. And then the second reason I think is because we have nothing to lose, right? We had a great year. Like, let's be honest. Like, we were expected to have max 6 wins. Like, me and Ari were talking before the season started. There were bets made that, some people won and some people lost. You know who you are, Rishi. And Ari and me and Ari were talking about, the season. And we're talking about how, it's a rebuilding year and we're sitting here in the divisional playoffs. We have nothing to lose. We're playing with house money. And the Eagles are over here with all the pressure because they're going all in this year. And so, you know what happens when it's the 4th quarter, the game's tied. Palms get sweaty. You know what gets tight. And I think that the Giants are going to pull through because they have absolutely nothing to lose.
Actually, I think we need you to elaborate. What gets tight?
Nerves get tight. Different physical features of a human being.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah. By the way, thanks for bringing up the bets, Prem. That reminded me. Rishi, where's my $5? Where's my $5?
You bet with Ari too?
We had a bet. We had another bet.
Rishi, the poker betting has gone past.
Where's my $5?
Let me. He's just not talking. He's just not.
At the end of the year, right? Me and Rishi made a bet that the Patriots would. I said the Patriots would not be top 2 in their division. Where are they?
Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm very passionate about this topic, so let me take a minute to speak about this. Right, the Patriots were standing in the number 2 position in our division after beating the Dolphins in week 17, right? And honestly, our team has shown flashes of being able to beat all these top AFC teams. Like, come on, the Bills are the most overhyped team in the NFL. Josh Allen is one of the most overhyped quarterbacks in the NFL.
Wow.
Okay, he's getting compared to top 3, top 4 quarterbacks, but there are quarterbacks with way better stats. Okay, he's just the NFL's.
It's not about the numbers.
Favorite boy. It's all about the numbers, man.
It's not.
He shows flashes.
I see. No, I see. I love Josh Allen. I see what Rishi's talking about though. His turnovers is not good.
Turnovers is just nothing you can look past.
He wills his team to win. He's a winner first. Also,
that's the thing.
You guys not remember?
At the end of the day, he does win. At the end of the day, he does.
Do you guys not realize what he did last year?
If he's a winner,
went toe to toe with Mahomes, who's the best quarterback in the league. He's better than Herbert, I think.
Oh yeah, no comparison. Man. That's not a comparison.
Yeah. Burrow and him are whoever wins this game. I think is better.
No, it's absolute. Burrow is the better quarterback. Josh Allen is not better than Joe Burrow. I'm sorry.
No, that's what
Josh Allen is not better than Joe Burrow.
This weekend we'll find out.
Okay. Let's then speak about the games, right? So what games we got this weekend? Let's make our predictions.
All right.
So
I'll start this off.
First game is what? Today at 3, we got Chiefs Jags.
4:30, right? Yeah, Chiefs Jags. You know, the Chiefs are the betting line. They're the favorites to win this game. I'm sticking with the Chiefs on this one, man.
Yes, Sam. I'm sticking with the Chiefs. Part of me really wants the Jags to win this because
Right.
I predicted the Jags would win last week, and they had that huge comeback. I really want to see them win, but Chiefs will win it. Chiefs will win it.
Yeah.
I'd say the Chiefs as well. I mean, I hate agreeing with the Patriots fan, but Chiefs, they have Mahomes, obviously. I think he's league leader for MVP right now. I don't think Hurts. I mean, your screen's blurry for a reason. It's because you're holding up a Patriots jersey.
We had to, we're censoring the jersey, man.
Yeah, but no. So I think, and also, I mean, one thing to think about is like Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday. So you don't know what that will be like. So if there's one person who can destroy his streak, it'd be Mahomes.
Hold on.
And I think
how many Saturday games has he?
How many Saturday games has he played? What's this population?
Including
size?
College.
Okay.
And high school, including college and high school, by the way.
And high school. See, that's important.
Like,
right.
I don't know how many
Dude,
Saturday games.
Here's the thing.
guys.
No. So
Chiefs have it, but I feel like, all right, on my fantasy league, I've had Trevor Lawrence, and he's pulled through so many damn times on weeks where I needed him to pull through. And just for that reason, I just want him to have that win. He helped me make it like out of the losing spot in my fantasy league. I want him to win this one. Even though I think Chiefs are gonna win.
You realize you only beat 2 people, right?
No, I'm saying on week by week. He carried my team multiple weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
And Prem, you also realize that if I had 20 more points than you, I would have ended up at the top of the entire league.
Would you have actually?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, actually would have.
20 more points going into playoffs.
Oh, wait.
No,
I don't think that's true.
No,
I was beating
no,
Ari.
yeah.
Ari.
No, I would have beat every single week of the playoffs. I would have won, and Prem was only 20 points higher than me before playoffs.
Wow.
Well, guess what? That sucks to suck. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fifth grade.
I just hear a bunch of ifs, man. Let's finish off our predictions.
Finish it up.
What's called the playoff bracket first. Then we can get into our fantasy stuff because we have a lot.
Ari,
there's
our
the second game.
Go crazy, man.
Second game.
Giants, Eagles. We already kind of talked about it, so let's just run through our picks. Okay, I'm rooting at Giants. Realistically, I am predicting Eagles to win. From the beginning of the playoffs, I said Giants would beat the Vikings because they had a really close game during the regular season. I thought we'd win in the wild card round and we'd lose to the Eagles in the divisional. So yeah. What about you guys?
I'd say so. Unlike my fellow Giants fan here, I not only emotionally believe we're gonna win, I actually think we're gonna win because we're full of dogs. Okay, I don't care that Daniel Jones was grading on the practice field yesterday. Okay, I do not care about that. Okay, we are dogs. We are underdogs right now. Dabo is built like a dog. Okay, we will win this game. Go G-Men.
I mean, look, at some point you're gonna have to look past your emotion and think about it rationally. Dude, you guys don't have receivers, okay? You guys don't have an offensive line. You have Saquon Barkley, which is one of the league's leading rushers, and he's one of the greatest running backs I've seen play in the last 10 years. But you guys don't have the facilities to be able to beat that top 10 Eagles defense, to be able to cover AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. Okay. On top of that, Jalen Hurts' rushing abilities. They just make him run for no reason. Like it could just be like there could be 10 receivers down open and Jalen Hurts will still rush for 50 yards down the field. Because it doesn't matter because it works. The offense they've built around him is an offense that's not going to lose this year. Maybe until they face the 49ers. But that's a different story.
Nish, what do you think?
All right.
I think I agree. I think Eagles have a better position right now, even though I think I would like the Giants to win, like you, Prem. Logic goes a lot further than emotion does in this case.
All right, you heard it here first, though. 3-1 odds. Okay.
All right. All right. Wait. What's the next game then? Tomorrow. What's the first game?
Tomorrow. It's Bengals.
No,
Bengals.
Yeah. No, it's
Bengals Bills is first. Yeah.
Bengals Bills 3 p.m.
Bengals
3
Bills.
p.m.
This is gonna be tough.
This is huge. We're getting a replay. We missed this game earlier this season, man.
We did. But once again, the betting favorites here are the Bills. But they're only the betting favorites because Josh Allen is Roger Goodell's baby boy, little child. No, it's not gonna happen, man. The Bengals are taking
Roger Goodell's baby boy. Where'd that come from?
Dude, they're just the favorite team. If you look at the Patriots game, right? If you look at when the Bills play the Patriots, they instead of putting a clip of a Patriots touchdown, they put a clip of Josh Allen reacting to their touchdown. Not only the Bills touchdown, a clip of Josh Allen reacting to the touchdown rather than the Patriots like Jacoby Myers' circus catch. No. Josh Allen going woo is more important than a touchdown. And that's what I'm trying to say. They are
I
the
think
favorites in the NFL.
I think right now Buffalo has a better offensive line, and on paper they don't, but it's the fact that the Bengals are hella injury prone right now. Jonah Williams at left tackle is out, Leo Collins right tackle's out. Their blind sides are not protected. I think Burrow is a dog. He has that killer mentality in him. They do have a better receiving core, but I think at the end of the day, Allen is more experienced, and he needs not only wants he needs that matchup with Mahomes again and that revenge from last year. So I think he's going to pull through.
We
at
need
the
a
end of the
replay
day.
of that game, and that game last year might be the best game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That Bills Chiefs game was so insane. I need to see that again. Like,
Mhm.
okay, so with this week's one, then Bengals and Bills. I don't like what I saw last week from the Bills. I'm not gonna lie. That game was way too close against a Dolphins team that didn't even have Tua. Like that should not have been that close. But
I mean,
I do think it's Josh Allen.
yeah, but
And the
let
Bills
me
winning this
let me
one.
just say,
I think their
let me
defense
just
is going to
say
help them out a
that,
lot here because the defense for the Bills is infinitely better than the Bengals defense. Bengals defense is nowhere near. I think the
yeah,
Bills defense is going to cause the problems for them.
but with the Bengals, it's like they only like beat the Ravens with Tyler Huntley at quarterback for seven with like by 7 points, and that 7 points was that fumble return for a touchdown, right? So like they did not come out. People are acting like they trounced the Ravens when they really had a similar to the Bills. So that's what makes this matchup even more interesting.
I think this is going to be the most interesting game of the week by
Why?
a good amount. Just because, all right, I mean, all the other games we haven't. Bengals Bills game got cut short before.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
there's we haven't seen it yet. Like, there's only one option for this week's best game, and I think it's gonna be this one.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I have the Bengals winning as well. I think the Bengals and the Bills are a good matchup. And it's a better matchup for the Bengals for anything. You know, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. The Bills secondary is not keeping up. Joe Burrow's ability to extend plays from just the pocket, not even having to go outside the pocket, is absolutely astonishing. The Bengals are going to win this one. And the Bengals defense may give a fighting chance. They've played QBs like Lamar Jackson. They've played other rushing QBs. They run bracketed coverages. Even their base defense is enough to cover Josh Allen on the run. I think the Bengals will pull it off on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
yeah.
Ari hit us with the last game.
Oh, there's two
Wait,
more.
so
wait, no, one more.
Before we go, so so I got Bills.
I had Bills.
She got Bengals.
I think Bills.
All right,
Bills.
3 Bills, 1 Bengals.
Okay.
Okay. That one split. All
Okay.
right, last one. 49ers, Cowboys. I think this is going to be a great game. Obviously, Giants fan. I'm going 49ers. 49ers are going to the Super Bowl from the NFC, in my opinion. I said even going into the season, I was thinking they were going to be the biggest threat. Defenses, like a defense like the 49ers is just terrifying, especially in the playoffs. I said this last year about the Rams defense, and the Rams went to the Super Bowl. This year, it's going to be the same for the 49ers. Their team is just too stacked. Brock Purdy is going to carry them to the Super Bowl. I don't know how he's still like actually performing this well, but 49ers are going to come through. I was shocked by the Cowboys last week. I had them losing to the Bucks, even though Bucks weren't doing that good this year. I thought, the Cowboys always find a way to choke in the playoffs. They're not going to beat them, but they did really well last year, except Brett Maher. But yeah, I'm going 49ers.
All right. As my friend Stephen A would say, what can go wrong will go wrong. Okay. I think the 49ers are going to pull through with this one just because I believe that, let's just give a little praise to Brock Purdy. I think he's really shown up the last 7-8 weeks. I think he's undefeated as a 49er. He's really opened up the playbook for Kyle Shanahan why do you have that weird face on you, Rishi? What did I say wrong?
Nothing you said wrong. I just think Brock Purdy's been given too much credit at this point.
No, 100%. Brock Purdy on any other team does not do what he's doing.
He doesn't do what he has to do.
I agree. Best possible situation with a defense that'll make it so that he doesn't have to have that much time with the ball, and also like a great running back, great receivers, George Kittle at tight end. Like he has so much
No, I get that.
And
I
Trent
get that,
Williams
but
at
the thing
offensive
is-
line.
Yeah,
I get that, but the thing is what he's doing, Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't do. What he's doing, Trey Lance couldn't do, even though we have a small sample size. My point is, it's not about the wins. I know I highlighted that. It's not about the wins. It's about the way the offense is flowing. They have a lot more big plays. They have a lot more 50-plus yard plays. Jimmy Garoppolo is a very dink and dunk player. He's a game manager, right? Yeah, they win. They win with him, but he's a game manager. I feel like Purdy opens it up. And I see the Niners being the Cowboys. Also, Ari, that's a great point you made. I think them choking in the playoffs, it's just bound to happen this year. Prescott's not going to pull through. They have almost all expectations, all the pressure, and I don't think they're going to show up. So I'm taking the Niners as well.
You know, actually, I saw this graphic yesterday when they were comparing Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, and I was just amazed by the disrespect that Dak Prescott gets. Dude, they said that Brock Purdy moves with more poise, more accuracy, okay? They said he's the better thrower. Like, what?
That's
We're talking about Dak Prescott.
That's not true at all.
We're talking about Dak. Brock Purdy's getting too much and way too much credit for this offense, okay? If I were put into a situation with Christian McCaffrey, okay, if I had Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, man, even I could throw for 300 yards a game, okay? I don't have to do anything. I just sit back and let everyone else do the work. Brock Purdy is not who everyone thinks he is, and even if they make it to the Super Bowl, he's choking. He's not winning the Super Bowl this year. Brock Purdy is not the answer for the 49ers offense, and I think they're just going to have to go back to Jimmy G. But nevertheless, they're absolutely destroying the Cowboys this week. The Cowboys don't stand a chance. Dak Prescott he turns the ball over just way too much.
I think the biggest thing with Dak Prescott, him being overrated or underrated, and like people like really shitting on him, is the fact that half of his interceptions. Remember, everyone's talking about his turnovers. Half of his interceptions are the receiver's fault. It's all tips, right? So it's not really him making bad decisions. It's more the receivers couldn't catch. But I agree with you, Rishi, for sure.
Yeah, I think the 49ers defense is also like it's pretty good. Like I think the 49ers are bound to win. I mean, obviously I don't know as much as you guys about all the ins and outs of this topic, but I think given the matchup, I think 49ers have it.
Okay. So it's 4-0.
You heard Nish's expert opinion. So that's confirmed now. 49ers
are bound to win now. It's gonna happen. Put your money on it, guys.
This episode is hopefully going out on the Wednesday after divisional round. So we're gonna look really stupid. Probably. We're gonna see you guys.
Everyone. Yeah.
All the games will be over. I'm gonna be wearing a Giants jersey in this, and the Eagles probably destroyed them. But is what it is.
Not according to Prem. Not according to Prem.
Not according to
No. We're you heard it here first. Like, we're gonna win. But I wanted to like kind of point to something Nish was talking about, which was the fact that Trevor Lawrence helped his fantasy league. And let me just say something before we begin. I think I had one of the luckiest fantasy years this year. And by the way, guys, we're all in the same league. Me, Ari, Nish, Rishi, as well as some of our other high school friends. And I feel like I had a really lucky year. I'll be the first to admit that. But at the same time, I kind of got fucked over in the beginning when some of my players got like I'm never ever drafting a wide receiver in the first round ever, or auctioning for a wide receiver in the first round.
What about Cup?
What about Justin Jefferson?
What about JJ? Yeah.
No, because Michael Thomas,
you're not taking
I did
JJ
2-3 years ago.
Can we just say that this is gonna stick with him so that when we draft,
you know what?
We draft this coming year,
draft, right?
Yeah.
This year, by the way, we decided to do an auction draft. Rishi convinced us to do it because none of us had done auction before. This auction made it so much more fun. I don't think I've had as much fun ever.
It was so fun.
So much fun.
Yeah.
We actually all dressed up. We went there, had a proper auction. It was actually so sick.
It was fun. I would just say
time to convince you guys to do that, though. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah, I don't know why there was a lot.
Why did it take so long for you to convince you guys to watch?
It was all me. It was all me.
I was just saying
so
that's why, like, because I had my league also, like in a separate league, which was regular snake draft.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm cool. We'll have one of each. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to tell you, I was very hesitant, and even during the draft, I had no idea what I was doing, right? Which is why I kind of came out with not an insane team. But this year is going to be a lot better. I'm more experienced now. But I mean, going back to the fantasy league, Nish, you were very close. Like, you were teetering on forfeiting and about having to do the.
There was the first.
What was happening there?
The first good like 6-7 weeks. I was spanning between 11th, 12th, and 10th. Like I think I was just the bottom three for the majority of the first few weeks. And then finally I started getting some action. Trevor Lawrence started dropping some points. I started having the last few weeks I had some crazy points with Devontae Adams. That was crazy. And I started moving my way up slowly. Rishi was the one who told me to stick with it. I was thinking about trading him for a couple of good, like maybe.
I made you an offer. I made you an offer.
There were a lot of offers. I don't think I actually took a trade the entire season. I think all of my entire season was just waiver picks, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's on me,
trades,
man.
Yeah.
Speaking of trades, all of you guys gave me so much shit. You guys gave me so much shit for that Josh. So basically, the trade was Josh Jacobs and two other people for Michael Pittman Jr., Jordan Palmer, and like one running back that I ended up releasing later. But Michael Pittman Jr. and Jordan Palmer helped me so much get to like. After I made that trade, basically I won 4 weeks in a row, and everyone gave me so much shit. They're like, "Prem, you're tanking. You're just gonna lose. You're gonna have to do the forfeit."
And I think that ended up
saving my season,
man.
You just got lucky.
If you made it to the playoffs with your team before that trade, you would have done much better. Your team going into the playoffs was so bad because of that trade. Because Jordan Palmer at that point
ended up working.
Palmer wasn't going to do anything at that point. You know,
Did
I said Jordan Palmer?
It's Josh.
No,
Palmer.
By the playoffs. Yeah, but in the regular season, they were performing well because they had that short window too, and that's what I needed. Right.
I personally think you should have just not traded because then I would have been 20 points higher than you. I would have been 20 points higher than you. I would have made it to the playoffs then.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're saying that the two players I can guarantee you probably maybe combined for Josh Jacobs. Dude, Josh Jacobs' points each week were monstrous, bro. 30. He's averaging 30, 40 points a game, man. I don't think it's worth giving up that consistency for Michael Pittman Jr. and Josh Palmer.
Oh, no. I ended up getting
on the Chargers offense.
I got Dameon Pierce as well.
Oh, you did it.
Bro, you can't just say like some random running back when it's Dameon Pierce.
Sorry, I forgot who it was. Yeah, it was Dameon Pierce. So like,
did he perform after you dropped him? Did he perform any of the weeks?
A little bit. He didn't perform as well, but
he had a great start to the season. Yeah, he dropped off a little bit at the end.
Ultimately, I think the Texans, right?
The trades this season were absolutely like crazy.
It just kind of destroyed our league, though. Honestly,
trades.
No,
but honestly, I pulled out with one of the best trades, and it was probably one of the most fair trades at the time. I only made one trade, right? Ridgey was making the most like absurd trades, getting insane players for like giving people shit. I actually did at the time a pretty fair trade, but towards the end of the league, it was clear it was not fair at all.
The reason
I had Nick Chubb, and I got Justin Jefferson. That trade just boomed me up so much, man. And I got
what happened to Nick Chubb?
Nothing happened.
Wasn't that great?
He went bad. And I told Ari that. I told Arjun that. You can literally ask Ari here just for reference, okay? I said in the group chat multiple times, Arjun, do not make this trade because Nick Chubb will regress and Ari will just have destroyed you. And Arjun's like, no, it's cool. And now, end of the season, I'm going to the group chat. He's begging for Justin Jefferson back. He's really begging for Justin Jefferson.
No, because at the time, Nick Chubb was the number 2 running back. I also have Austin Eckler, right? So I had the number 1 and number 2 running backs. And Arjun, who's the person I made the trade with, right? He wanted Justin Jefferson for Eckler. I wasn't giving that up because at that time, Eckler was averaging like 30 points a game. I'm not giving that up, right? So I told him, I thought you meant Chubb. So I sent him the Chubb trade, and he said, no, I want Eckler. And then later, he randomly sends me the Chubb trade back. He didn't even say anything. God. So I'm like, bro, I'm taking this shit right away. Like,
wow. Robbery. Absolute.
He got me to the finals, and I'm just gonna say I also had the most points in the regular season. So I won $5 from that.
Yeah.
I got second in the league, so I got another 10 from that. Still waiting on 5 more, Rishi.
I said
from our bet. 5 more. But then also
I will say I think Ari, you were pretty damn unlucky with total most points for.
I lost the finals by a healthy Jalen Hurts. If I had Jalen Hurts healthy, I would have won. I lost by 17 points, and my starting quarterback that game was Derek Carr. If I had a healthy Jalen Hurts, that was the week he got injured, I would have won that. Or forget that. If I had taken Gardner Minshew instead of Derek Carr, I would have won that.
Yeah.
But I mean, is what it is. You know, at least I'm not last because our league was very interesting this year because of our punishments, right? We didn't just do like just money. Oh, you lost your money. That's it. No. Our punishments are actually insane. So the person who had the least regular season points, our friend Aryan, he has to now go to New York and dress up with whatever we want him to and perform on the street until he earns his $5 buy-in back. I think that is probably one of the most genius like
who came up with that
punishments. I think it was Nish.
I think it was Richie. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like that is one of the most genius things we could have done. I
remember
like
seeing
I feel like next year that should be our
losing.
place.
Yeah.
The
only reason
we changed it up. We changed it up.
I think it should be least points. Least points is actually who has the worst team.
Who actually has the worst team? Yeah.
If you're last, that doesn't mean shit. Like if you're the least point, that means your players actually did the worst. You could get like Nish's team or what's called Monday's team. He had like so many points put up, but he was one of the last people in the league.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
He got screwed over.
Yeah, I'm looking through it too.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
he had 15 points. He had 1506, so he would have been just in terms of points, he would have been up in like the third or fourth.
I think he was third
spot.
Or fourth,
yeah, third or fourth, something like that.
No. He would have been.
He would have been 5-6.
He would have been below me and was like in that sense. I was so like the top three stood at like 1600 plus, right? None of us were touching the 1600 plus players. And then you have three players in the 1500 range, right? You have me, someone else, and then Anish. But Anish is the third out of all three of us, so 15%. He'd land at like sixth place just off points forward. But points allowed, my God, crazy.
Yeah.
1674.
Yeah.
Bro, and it's not like it's actual football where like you have a defense that's stopping the other team. Like
I don't know. I don't get it. Like I don't
just on what you're putting forward. Like there's like points against, like you're letting them put points up.
One thing I liked is we had forfeits for both, and the other forfeit, guys, is the fact that we're gonna be shaving the head of Sai, and it's not even actually shaving the head. It's gonna be shaving a part of it, and I think honestly, I think that's worse. I think that's way worse than shaving your head because shaving your head, you can proportionally change your hair or whatever. And now it's gonna be kind of like a valley right in the middle. Like that's like the worst.
I don't think that's what we do.
I think Ridju's.
So we're just gonna do whatever we want to him, right? But I think what Ridju said.
Ridju wants to
give him the yang.
He wants to make him ang. He wants to put an arrow in his head.
I think that'll be sick. Yeah. And also Sai, who's the person who lost, that's also Nish's roommate, by the way.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this. Man.
Sai's a bet over from mine, but he and Rishi.
I mean, you guys share the bed pretty often, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. But me and Sai Sai and Rishi were like two people I kept going to because I had to like consolidate my thoughts because this was my first year doing fantasy. I didn't like fully understand like the ins and outs of like what I should be doing, how I should be doing it. So Sai being my roommate at the beginning of the season when he was up there a little bit, I would be like putting my faith in him, telling him like, oh, you think I should take this trade? You think I should pull this person off waivers? Whatnot? Who should I start this week? And then Sai started dropping points throughout the season. He started coming closer and closer to that like 10th, 11th, 12th spot. And that's where I was at that beginning point in time. And so then I was like, oh, I can't keep asking him. He's just going to tell me the wrong information. So then I like started asking Rishi because Rishi was at the top two.
You could ask me or Ridju because like we'd just be giving you lies on trade.
Ridju would be lying, bro. Ridju would lie straight up. He'd just be like, yeah. He'd just tell me to pick players who weren't even playing that week. And I probably wouldn't even realize like, yeah.
They're like projected very low points.
Yeah.
I'm excited for those punishments though. Hopefully we're going to hopefully do those during the summer when everyone's back home in Jersey so we can all be there for the punishments.
I do feel though that the loser's punishment for least points, or sorry, not least points, for losing the playoffs is way worse than like the gain you get from the $45. Because being in that position,
100%.
Being in that position, I would pay $45 for my hair not to get chopped off.
Yeah.
So I feel like next year, when we're choosing the New York one is completely fine. Because it's not like a permanent thing. Amazing. You're there for a day.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
That's gonna be a fun trip, man.
I saw on TikTok
to New York just for that. Like,
yeah, exactly. We're gonna go to.
Actually, we'll try to get a video. We'll try to get a video of both of those going on. Maybe we'll post that here, but that'll be like really fun to do.
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday, one of my friends, like my friend groups here, they had a fantasy football forfeit that one of the guys had to do. And so the guy got drunk and he had to run a mile in Ann Arbor cold. And that was so bad because like halfway through, he just took off his shirt. I was just lying on the floor, like trying to cuddle with the turf because we were it was on a turf field. He was so drunk and like we were like praying he wouldn't throw up, and he actually got a 11-minute mile off of that, bro, which is pretty insane considering
That's
he was drunk.
Pretty impressive, man.
Yeah,
very impressive. Wow.
And he didn't throw up either.
Yeah,
that's very impressive.
More pretty good.
Yeah.
For everyone who's watching, he is 21, by the way. So he is 21.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, this fantasy year has been absolutely.
This is the most fun fantasy year.
This has been the craziest fantasy year I've had, and dude, honestly, everyone has pulled off some insane trades, but that's the problem, right? The problem is with how our league runs, okay? And I'm gonna bring this up here because everyone knows I've been complaining about this for a while.
No, I agree.
You run the league
because it's a 10v1 vote. What am I supposed to do? All right. So the way that everyone wants to run the league is to let the trades happen regardless of what the trade is. There is no voting. There is no league manager should have any say in this. And that's where I think you go wrong. The voting should occur. The voting is necessary because then you're going to have trades like I made with Arian when I traded away absolutely nothing for Jonathan Taylor. I traded away my garbage bench players for Jonathan Taylor. Just took advantage of the fact that, nobody's going to be voting on this. Nobody's going to be able to.
Because at that time, Jonathan Taylor wasn't doing anything. The whole season until the end, Jonathan Taylor wasn't doing shit. Like that's
not only that.
I don't think it should vote just because. No one's going to let any trades go through. No one's going to want to.
That's my point.
And also, that's number one. If you're stupid enough to make a dumb trade, that's on you. You didn't know
exactly.
what you're.
That was my second point. Because everyone's buying in. Everyone knows the criteria. Everyone knows each other. They all know the level of knowledge. Like Nish knows. Like when he was his first time, he knew like he had to step up his game. Right when he was like doing to like learn like football. Like I remember he was researching fantasy before our auction.
I don't know how that draft went in my favor. I was projected third after the draft at the beginning of the season.
Your team looked really good on paper.
And then Najee Harris.
No, but that's my point. My point is like
anything the whole season.
Everyone they know. So like it's on them if they make a bad trade because at the end of the day, it's their money going to go down, right? So
yeah, but then the issue becomes like the Monday Ridju thing. I'm pretty sure Monday was paying Ridju for every like week he won or something like that.
Really?
Because I asked Ridju like, oh, how'd you get Monday to like make these trades with these people? Like how did these people accept this trade? Because some of these trades that Ridju and Monday were making were crazy. They were just like completely one-sided, great players for just waiver picks. And so I was like, where's this coming from? And he was like, yeah, if you want help, then you got to pay me $1 for every week you win. And so I was like, okay, but then that becomes the issue. I mean, I don't know if
that's a problem, man. You can't do that.
Well, he wasn't like helping him in the fact that it was like, oh, I'll give you these players for the trade. It was like, oh, I'll help you like figure out what a good trade is. And then you pay me $1 for every week you win. But I don't even know if that went through. I don't know. Monday and Ridge are always off doing their own thing.
That's messed up. You can't do that.
Okay. But that,
one time, you know the Mahomes trade? You remember the Mahomes trade with Monday that I made? That was the worst trade I've ever made in my life, right? We were on a call for 4 hours figuring that out.
Damn.
4 hours. It was like a draft day type scenario.
At that point, just don't trade.
At that point.
Man. No, that's the thing though. It was like there were so many instances where everyone just thought of these ideas to like roundabout their way through the game. And like I remember one week I was talking to Rishi and I was like, oh, if you are it was an easy week for him. I forget who, I think it was like Arian or something. He was versing a really easy person. So I was like, yo, just give me one of your good players because I was definitely versing someone in like the middle, like probably around like you or Arjun. And so I was like, yo, give me one of your good players. I'll give you one of my players just for this week and then we'll trade back. And I was like, like everyone's coming up with these strategies to try to like bypass the actual like concept of fantasy where you hold your players.
You don't want to have every single good player. Like that's not fun. Like especially when you're playing with people you know and your boys. Like you want to like compete and act like you. I think okay, I get there's hella stress involved, but like one of the best weeks I had was I was losing and I forgot who had Kamara. Someone had Kamara. And I had
Kamara, I think.
And I had Gus Edwards, and it was Ravens versus Saints. That was an insane because Gus Edwards outscored Kamara, and no one thought that was gonna happen. That saved my season. So like weeks like that is what make fantasy football what it is, right? And like when people are like bypassing the system, like Nish said, like that just makes it so much like it just defeats the purpose at that point. So
Yeah, I agree.
No,
I
I
agree.
agree. Yeah.
I just don't
also
think
like-
that's how fantasy football should be played.
I mean,
And I think that
most people do have the commissioners decide the trades, but I just don't think it'll work for us because
Yeah, because one of us is a commissioner.
you would not have let the Justin Jefferson for Chubb trades go through, even though at that time that was a very good trade. It's just because you're speculating that
Ari.
decline. At that
In
time,
that trade,
was a good trade.
In that trade, I cannot say no to that trade because it wasn't the absolute like one-sided trade in the world. It was a bad trade, but it wasn't like you were giving him like Joshua Palmer for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
No, that trade I
was giving him the number 2 running back.
You were giving him someone who looked
receiver.
substantial at the time, but someone who I knew was just going to regress. And I told you that. I knew he was going to regress. I knew he's not going to be playing the same. So I told you that it was just a bad trade for Arjun to take. So in that circumstance, what I would do is I would let the league decide on what they want to do. I'd let them vote on the trade. I'd let them decide, the majority, if they say no, then the trade's gone. All right, make a new trade.
Well, first of all, not everyone will vote, right? Number one. Number two, not everyone cares to vote. And number three, the people who care enough to vote will think of it from their own perspective. So
like,
if
is it gonna help them or not?
let's say like Ari's 13-0, Rishi, you're 6-6, I'm 6-6, and Nishka's 6-6. If Ari is trading with one of us, the other two, it's in their best interest to vote no on that trade.
Yeah. That's the one downside to this. That's like,
that's how it works.
There's benefits to both ways, and there's downsides to doing it both ways. If you just let people trade on their own, we get trades like Reju's just absolute demolishing of other people's teams, just grabbing players all he wants. And then on the other hand,
sorry for the finance bro reference, but he was basically a private equity shop for different teams. They would just destroy companies and then build up his own company.
Yeah, let's just go through his team, shall we? The team that he ended with the end of the year. Okay, Lamar Jackson, Joe Mixon, Travis Etienne, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, T.J. Hawkinson, Dalvin Cook. That's the starting lineup, bro. His bench is Kenneth Walker, Rashad White, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers at the end of the season. That's because he just tried to cheese Ari. But let me just go back to his bench the week before that. So he's like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, so Ari wouldn't have a quarterback. And that's kind of the reason that Ari got screwed. But anyways, that's for 2 weeks he took it away from you. Man, he actually screwed you. He had Cortland Sutton as well, by the way. Cortland Sutton. And like a team like that, like it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. It's unbeatable, but it is beatable. You know why? Because for most of the season, his points forward was like a lot lower than a lot of other people.
That's true.
In the last couple of weeks is when he actually showed out. He ended up in the 1600 range.
Back to when I beat Vasista when we both dropped 75.
Bro, 70 points. The lowest 2 points dropped that week were from you and Vasista. That was first week of playoffs, wasn't it?
That was the playoff matchup. That was a playoff matchup, right?
Did you?
Yeah, he won that game. 75-64.
Let me put it this way: every single person in the losers bracket for playoffs beat you by I think like 10 points minimum.
I had more than 2 times the amount of points you had that week. I think I had 160 that week.
You had 147.
I ended up with
147. Yeah.
Sorry, one person was lower than you.
Vasista.
Arian was Vasista. Okay. I'm talking about other than Vasista, one other person in the losers bracket, and that was Arian with 69 points. So like, it was just you 3.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Well, lucky me, right? I had to play one of the best teams in the first round of playoffs just because Prem couldn't have a better team. I could have just played his dinky ass team in the first round of playoff.
It all worked out at the end. None of us are shaving our heads.
I had
a crazy roster.
Yeah. What Prem said.
Sorry, man. I had to unleash the goat Zay Jones on you that week, man.
he put it on that. I was saying the thing that you said about close matches are like super fun. I think me and Rishi had this one week where we were 2 points apart, and until the last like 5 minutes of the game, he was losing point. Yeah. He was losing by point like 2.3 some points, and I'm just sitting there in my dining hall, refreshing fantasy, just like I need to see what happens. I need to see what happens. I didn't have my computer or anything on me. Like I was just on fantasy and I was just checking every 2 seconds.
But Nish, so like for me, right, when I was in 3rd grade, that was the first time I played fantasy football, right? So like for you,
3rd grade.
So perspective wise, like how was your first experience doing? Like, do you realize why we love this so much now. Like, what was your experience
Yeah,
like?
fantasy's fun, but then there's this like Sunday morning anxiety, which like just weighs over me.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
The Sunday mornings are insane. Like the anxiety you get before the games are played on Sunday is worse than like my calc final, bro. It was crazy. It was insane.
And then like it's like 12:59. You're like trying to see if you want to switch your player.
Yeah,
or like
the momentary
games.
the momentary thought is like maybe I should have gone with the wrong one. It hits 12. It hits like, I mean, I'm in a different time zone, but it hits that time, and I'm just like, I'm like, maybe I should have stuck with the other QB, or maybe I should have just done that. And then you have that like moment of regret. But then it works out in the end. Then it all works out in the end.
Bro.
None of us shave our heads. Ari wins $15.
Yes, sir.
Fantasy.
You won 15?
Ari won 15.
Yeah, most points and then second
Yeah,
place.
most points in second place. Dude, fantasy is the decider of my mood for the rest of the week. Like I can legit the way fantasy works for me is 1 week all my teams would win, and then the second week all my teams would lose. So 1 week I'd go into Monday night, I'd be super happy. And the other weeks I'd just be like completely like depressed. And this season, I'm going back to an old topic from the NFL. The season with the Patriots was the absolute most like emotionally like it tortured me. The season tortured me emotionally. When we lost to the Raiders, when Chandler Jones dribbled Mac Jones, I was studying for my calc. I dropped everything. I was just studying for my calc final or something like that. I dropped everything to watch that game because it was close. And then I see Mac Jones getting dribbled. That tossed us out of the playoffs. We lost to the Bears, the 3-10 Bears, or whatever record they have. We lost to the Bears 33-10 or something like that. We lost to the freaking Bears, bro. We almost beat the Bengals.
Do you guys know why you guys are so bad this year? It's because you guys have Joe Judge and Matt Patricia on your staff.
Oh my God, dude! Do not even get me started on Matt Patricia. Do not get me started. Matt Patricia is the absolute worst thing that's ever happened. And I'm starting to wonder, if Billy is even worthy to be the head coach at this point or the GM, because why would you?
That's a hot take.
Why would you? Man. Listen here. He's great. Okay. His offensive schemes are great. Okay. It's not his offensive schemes. Matt Patricia's offensive schemes are absolute garbage, okay?
Matt Patricia's a defensive guy, and he's doing offensive.
I know. I'm going to get to that, right?
Bill Belichick is a big defensive guy, isn't he?
He's a defensive-minded coach, but he still knows how to lead an offensive victory. Anyways, okay? We sent Matt Patricia away. He was our defensive coordinator for the longest time. He was with us for Super Bowls. Great defensive coordinator. We sent him away to Detroit. He fails as a head coach, and Bill Belichick, his smart ass, thinks the best idea is to bring back a failed head coach as our offensive coordinator. As our offensive coordinator, our defensive coordinator as an offensive coordinator. I can count the number of plays in our playbook on my fingers. Currently, we ran wide receiver screen, wide receiver curls, or hand the ball off to Ramondre Stevenson. That's the only 3 plays we had in our playbook the entire year, bro. It could be 3rd and 18, and we run a screen pass to Ramondre Stevenson, which he drops, by the way. He has a big drop problem, man. But I'm just like, this year, all right, next year, we're going to be back, okay? And I want everyone who's listening to this podcast to know that I said it here first, okay? The Patriots are going to the playoffs next year. The Patriots are going to the AFC Championship next year. The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl next year. Non-biased.
Now you're going.
Let me,
Ari. Let me
explain
another $5 bet with him. Why don't you make another $5 bet with him?
Let me explain why.
I'll make it for the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they can make the playoffs.
It's too early.
They almost made it this year.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Let's wait for the offseason to happen. If the offseason works,
that they won't make the Super Bowl. Yeah.
All right. How many weeks?
One sec. Let me finish. If the offseason works out the way we want it to, okay, we are top 5 in cap space right now. We have like 36.5 million something in cap space. Okay, we're gonna be getting rid of a lot of our dead players, bro. Nelson Aguilar, get him out of here. Jonnu Smith, waste of money. We don't even utilize it. We're gonna have so much dead cap space. We're also gonna utilize the cap space that we have on D-Hop. We're getting D-Hop, man. Okay, D-Hop loves Billy B. Okay, D-Hop his contract's coming to an end. Okay, and we're also looking at Cliff Kingsbury. Okay, he loves playing with Bill Belichick. He is the person we need. We need that wide receiver 1. The New England Patriots need the wide receiver 1. That's what we've been direly missing. The Giants need a wide receiver
1, man.
Okay, but the Giants don't have the cap to counteract us.
I know, man.
We have the higher cap space. We can afford D-Hop.
I'm telling you.
Oh man, that would be crazy. But I'm telling you. Here's how our offseason is going to work, okay? We get D-Hop. We get the college guy for our offense coordinator. What's his name? Joe Judge. No, not Joe Judge.
David Shaw,
No. The Alabama guy. I'm blanking on his name right now.
Steve Sarkisian, Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. We get Bill O'Brien. Right? We get Bill O'Brien. We get D-Hop. Okay? We're gonna lose Devin McCourty. We're gonna use Matthew Slater. Special teams is a big problem for us this year. That 2 kick return touchdowns, complete absent. Kick return touchdown by the Vikings, terrible. We'll work on special team, but that's not the problem. We already have outstanding talent on our defense, okay? We got Matthew Judon, we got Kyle Duggar, we got Josh Uche, okay? Uche is amazing. We're going to get linebackers, and we're going to get another strong safety. We're going to the Super Bowl. You heard it here.
All right.
That's a
I'll
crazy
let you know
take.
about the
All
bet
right.
later.
I know. Okay, yeah. So
Draft day, whenever we decide that draft day comes, Ari and you are gonna make that bet, and me and Prem are gonna watch that bet happen.
100%.
And we're gonna
Yeah,
make
100%.
sure that bet happens.
Okay.
100%.
No, Rishi, I want to get some more money out of you, so I'll make a bet with you at a later time about something.
All right,
Rishi's
yeah,
just getting
I'm
robbed at this point, man.
I'm
Like,
gonna watch
Rishi
over
just
this
getting robbed.
three-way.
This is unfortunate, man. This has been an unfortunate year for me. We were so close. So I was going to make money off both of you, okay? Both of you until that last stupid game against the Bills. We were beating the Bills, man. We had the Bills beat. Unless for it's just, the NFL script writers just had to bring it in, man. They had to bring it in, right? 2 kick return touchdowns for DeMar Hamlin. Like, of course, man. I'm glad he's recovering.
yeah.
I'm glad he's doing better. Like, there's nothing against him, right? Nothing against him in any way possible. But, like, 2 kick return touchdowns against a Bill Belichick-led Patriots special teams.
Did they
Really?
ever come out with an official report of what actually happened? Like
Cardiac
medically
arrest.
I know
It was
he's
I know it's cardiac arrest,
I
but
actually don't know what happened.
spontaneous cardiac arrest is like
So
yeah,
the
what
way
was
it
the cause
works,
of it?
it was basically the body has like electrical impulses, right?
Okay, yeah. So
and they
was
have
it-
like an on and off beat, right? So he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
he wasn't hit hard. He was just hitting the right spot at the
at
wrong
the right
time.
time, yeah. But
On
was
the
it
offbeat.
was it confirmed? Because that thing it's like called commotiocordosis or something like that. But I don't know if it was confirmed or anything.
Cortosis, something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but I haven't really
Okay.
looked at it after that. But anyways, guys, I have an update for you guys. I have the NFL script writers just leaked about what's going to happen for the 49ers Cowboys game. And I know this is completely off topic, but my insider, he gave me a little script leak, so I have to share it with you guys. Okay. So the way the 49ers Cowboys game is going to work is that both teams are only going to send their kickers onto the field. Okay. It's going to be Brent Maher versus Robbie Gold 1v1 for
Robbie
the
Gold's
entire
winning.
game.
The entire game.
Okay. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, Brett Maher kicks the game-winning field goal for a 3-0 win against the 49ers. The Cowboys are winning this game thanks to Brett Maher,
did you
bro.
see-
This
We're
is
just
what,
gonna
this
watch
is what
two guys
Patriots
kick
fans
balls.
think about. This
Did
is
you
the
see-
epitome of Patriots fans, right?
Did you see Dak's
This is
mic'd up thing from last week's game when he was pissed off at the kicker?
Yeah.
He's literally
Yeah.
screaming
Yeah.
go for fucking 2. Why are we kicking?
Yeah.
this?
Yeah,
Like,
except
it's
that-
so bad, bro.
Except that Brett Maher doesn't say that when he throws 14 interceptions a game, does he?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
real thing.
But he's also a kicker, so like,
Yeah. Fair enough.
but
This is also a little off topic, but back to the DeMar thing. Do you guys know what fantasy did with the week that just got?
They just nullified all the
they
points.
just voided
They
it.
nullified the
Yeah.
whole week.
People
whole
lost.
Our
league.
league
Yeah,
was over
people
by that
lost for
point,
that.
but
Yeah.
my other league.
Yeah, because our leagues are been over since then. Yeah,
But no,
Yeah.
but like some people's leagues, people lost because of that.
that's
they needed-
But
crazy.
obviously,
the
it's,
thing about-
it's
They
the right
needed
thing
Josh
to do,
Allen to
they
That's
have
pop
the
to
right
off,
thing
do
to
and they
do.
just never did, right? So,
Yeah,
um,
they nullified the
it's
whole
the right
league.
thing to
Yeah,
do.
I mean,
It's the right thing
there's
to do.
no other logical way to fix it if you think about it, because the
Oh,
game's
they're
not being
not.
played. Some people have
Yeah.
players on the team, some people don't. Like, there's just nothing
Actually-
you could do.
There was one thing that they could have done. They could have
What?
I mean, it seems a little unfair, but if they're, doing it based off like to help the fantasy players, they could have just given the players whatever they were projected.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
whatever
gonna
they're
think
projected.
average
So
points
Josh
are
Allen, or
projected,
like average
yeah.
points,
You
something
can't
like
do
that.
that, though.
But you can't do that.
You can't.
because-
You don't
because
know what's
there's
gonna
a
happen.
possibility that they drop 6
Yeah.
or they drop 50.
Yeah.
They can't do that. Nullifying the game is probably the best thing to do.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
it's the most
Yeah.
fair, systematic way to do it. But obviously, it hurts some people, it helps others. But yeah, there's nothing else you really
And
can
then-
do.
I was just thinking, I actually like this conversation a lot, just because
like for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like I like reflecting on like just different things, and like this fantasy football year was really good. I know Ari, you wanted to talk about something that we're gonna be doing later on in the podcast, or like in terms of like for the future.
Yeah, so I had a lot of fun doing this podcast today. It's our first episode. I think it went pretty well. I'm really looking forward to keep doing this. I think it's great that we have something just also for us to keep meeting up, talking, because we don't see each other anymore that much. But yeah. So yeah, just kind of about the podcast, what our plans are this year. We're hoping to put out one full-length episode every Wednesday. Probably it'll be around 45 minutes to max hour and a half, maybe. And then throughout the week, you'll get clips up on our YouTube channel, and also shorts and TikToks posted to our Instagram and TikTok accounts. Those will be linked in the description. So make sure you go give those a follow. We'll be updating those all the time. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, today I know was a very football centered podcast. It's not always going to be like that. So if you're not into football, don't worry. There's always going to be a mix of stuff. Today we got all of our fantasy stuff out of the way. We'll talk about playoffs maybe while that's going on, and then we'll do a bunch of other things, and yeah, we just kind of want to have fun. It's going to be four guys just talking about their life, what they're doing, anything that happens,
And before we kind of sign off, I just wanted to say, like, our goal is really just to obviously, like Ari said, like meet up, but we want to kind of give you guys a perspective into four kids, who have like, we're kind of like first generation Americans, living in America, bouncing ideas off of each other, and like just like kind of going through the journey of life in four different parts of the country. And as we get older, like naturally we start losing friends, we start gaining new ones, and I feel like this is a great way to continue to connect and continue to kind of build whatever we're building here. And I think that by the end of the year, I think we all kind of agreed that we wanted we have like a metric, maybe 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Just something fun that we're doing, and we want to continue to just provide entertainment and light to our lives and to you guys. So
the four different parts of the country line was crazy.
Yeah, the real American dream we're living out here, man.
Yeah,
we really are.
Real American dream.
No,
man.
but for real though, we got Rishi back by New York. Ari's down in Atlanta. I mean, me and you were pretty similar though, in a similar place.
Yeah, me and Nish are close.
Yeah, but
I mean, this was fun and
a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment what you guys want us to talk about, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Check us out on Spotify as well, please. Thank you very much.
Hopefully next week, Prem will have a mic.
Hopefully,
we'll see if Amazon Prime clutches up. I got it. All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Ciao, guys.